In this video, I want to share with you a new flow routine that April and I do. It's mostly targeting the hips and the lower core muscles. If you have hip pain or even lower back pain or both, this is a great solution. This is a must-do as part of your normal daily flow routine. So this is something we want to create a short video on. It's something I do every single day, honestly. And it kind of comes towards the end as I end my flow routine. So I'm going to try to demonstrate. I'm going to try to describe it. You just need to try to recreate this experience and go for the same sensations and the same body movements that I'm doing. So here we go. We're going to stretch a lot of the front of the hip, and we're not just working on the hip. We're actually working on what I call above the belt line tension. So below the belt line, you've got your hip flexor, an area that a lot of people get really stiff on because they sit all day and they just get tight here and they can't actually straighten up. How many people do you know that are elderly people that kind of are walking like this, slumped forward? They can't actually stand up straight anymore. They've grown so tight here. Okay, you don't want to be that person. Hip replacements, hip pain, hip arthritis, back pain, you name it. Tension in the front can also cause pain in the back, FYI. So if you have back pain, this is definitely something I prescribe to a lot of back pain patients to get rid of the pain back here because the tension here is part of the cause. So we're going to stretch the fronts, and I'm going to show you a new technique for the sides. Again, same principle. Tension on the side of the body can cause pain anywhere else in the body. So it's always a good thing to take care of everything, front, side, back. So we'll start with the front. We're going to get into a basic lunge position. What you want to do is keep a wide lunge, keep a nice solid base, you're not falling over. If you have to hold on to something while you're doing this, there's nothing wrong with that. Maybe you should when you start. So what we want to do is we want to get tension, pre-tension, in the front of the hip. So we got to keep kind of the heel down and the leg straight for the most part. And then you kind of lunge forward. If you lean forward, you're not going to feel it. If you keep your body vertical, keep your butt tight, and keep your hips underneath you, you should be able to feel tension in the front of your hip just doing this. That's part one. And then part two is where the magic happens. So we got the pre-tension, and then part two is a true reach straight up. Now remember the flow concept. We don't need to hold it. We just lengthen it and let it go, and then do the other side and repeat, repeat, repeat. So in real time, it looks like this. Get a solid stance, pre-tension, and reach. We're going to call this a power reach. We're not just putting our hand up in the air. We're going straight vertical. We're not leaning forward. We're not arching back. That'll cause maybe more back issue. We want to just go straight to the top of the ceiling. And you're going to reach hard. If you reach hard, you should feel the stretch accentuating the hip, but you'll also feel it in like the lower abs, above your belt line. Kind of important. Then you rotate to the other side, get your pre-tension, and go straight up again, and reach, and go back the other way. And 10 times per side. You get the idea, right? So, awesome. Used to always have tension here. Always in the front of the hips, like a lot of people do. And because I injured a hip or a leg long ago, always kind of had some scar tissue adhesion in there. When I first started doing this, I felt a nice little burning sensation. That's usually common when you start to open up tissue that's been injured and hasn't healed right. Kind of important if you want that area to keep moving right for decades to come. So that's okay. You shouldn't really feel pain doing this. You should feel just a nice stretch you haven't felt maybe ever or in a long time. So now we're going to repeat the same thing on the sides of the body. So it's a little trickier. We're going to do what we call a step over. So we're stepping over. We're going to stretch the right side of our body. Okay? You're going to put the weight on the leg that steps over. Because when you're stretching something, you don't want to have the muscles activated. You don't want to have them working. They can't stretch while they're working. So we step over, we put most of the weight in this leg. And you can kind of see I'm stretching here. So I should feel a little what we call pre-tension on the side of the leg, side of the hip, usually hand here. And then I do, again, that power reach, straight vertical. Okay? I don't really like the idea of reaching over the body. Yes, you're going to feel a stretch, but you're not going to get that conditioning, that core element that comes with flow, that muscle activation. You're going to get a stretch, but we're also trying to build core strength while we're stretching at the same time. So again, pre-tension and then straight vertical, as high as you can reach. You're literally trying to touch the ceiling. As high as you can go, every little inch or centimeter counts. Then we switch. Step over, Put the weight in the step over leg, here, pre-tension, side of the body, and then reach as high as you can, okay? Now from the side, what you don't want to do is reach over and kind of be kinked out and reaching up. You want to stay in one plane the whole time, so be very, very cognizant of that. You step over, pre-tension, and true vertical, straight up. So in real time, it looks like this. Over, stretch, release. It's okay to hold on to something. And in fact, again, maybe you should just to get the balance, get the sensation down. And then once you get into it, then you can really kind of start flowing in and out of that stretch. This is one little addition, kind of found by accident, makes a huge difference in how we feel, how our legs move, how our hips feel, and how our lower body feels. So give it a try. Let's see if you like it.